Da-na-na-na-na, da-na-na-na-na-na. Guys, we're back. We're back in Europe. The Europa League kick starts again. I'm so excited. I will be in Nice. I will leave tomorrow morning. So we'll be there. Don't worry, there's going to be a vlog from Nice. But we have to speak about this game, of course. Debut in Europa League. Yet another match preview. Games after games after games now. We've reached that stage where we're now playing midweek. And we genuinely have games after games after games. So bring them on. I'm so buzzing for the Europa League. You know me, if you've been following me for a long while, you know where this passion from this... Not passion, this sense of revenge towards the Europa League comes from. And it's a new season and it's a new sense of revenge. Road to Istanbul. I know I've been stating the same title in our Europa League debut for the past two seasons. 2 years ago, it was Road to Dublin and we got out in the semi-finals. Last year, it was Road to... Where was it last year? Bilbao, and we got thrown out by Bilbao. Round number 3. The third one is the lucky one. Road to Istanbul, bring it on. Our first Europa League destination will be Nice in France. I think this game is... First thing about Nice is the team. I'm not somebody that bets a lot. I normally have, once in a while, I bet on a little parlay. And I kid you not, Nice is always the team that fucks my parlay up. Really, like, I'm not joking. I hate Nice because it's been more than once that they fucked my parlay up. And you know why? Because they're a very weird team. And I'll be honest with you, the French league is a very, very, very weird league. I think apart from PSG, the French league as a whole is a very hard league to predict because teams go on and win. First of all, it's a league without crazy defenses, so games can end with like 5 goals every weekend. And number 2, teams are not consistent in France. I don't know what it is about the Ligue 1. I don't know what it is about French teams, apart from PSG, of course, which are the best team in the world right now. But the rest are not consistent teams. They aren't. Like, they go on and win a crazy game, and the following week they lose to, like, the bottom of the table, Brest, something like that. It's teams that are very hard to predict. But I'll be honest with you, from what I have seen, they're nothing special. I mean, this weekend, speaking about Brest, you're going to laugh at this because it's like the CBS, you know, Jamie Carragher and Micah Richards, when they go Brest and everyone starts laughing. Speaking about Brest, not that Brest, the football team Brest, they lost 4-1 to Brest this weekend. Look at their last 5 results. Very, very fluctuating. I mean, just to read you the results of their last games, of their last 5 games, they lost 4-1 to Nice. They lost 4-1 to Brest this weekend. 2 weeks ago, they won at home 1-0 against Nantes. And the week before that, they lost 3-1 in Le Havre. And the week before that, they won at home 3-1 against Auxerre. And the week before that, in the first game week of the season, they lost 1-0 at home to Toulouse. They're a very inconsistent team. Like, we're better than them. Absolutely we are. The only issue as always is that, you know, the players are going to be knackered. They're coming from a derby, which gets you a lot of energies, both on an emotional level and on a physical level, so that's an element to consider. I expect some changes. I don't expect a turnover, because if there's one thing that Gasperini made clear in these initial press conferences is that the Europa League is a big objective, and if you want to treat the Europa League as a big objective, especially this season where you're the favourites, I don't want to hurry up saying that. I still think if Villa turn up, Villa are the favourites, but Villa started the season extremely poorly. They can't score goals. They're like bottom of the Premier League. Of course, it's a long way to go. But if Villa turn up, I think Villa are the favourites. But if this is that Aston Villa team, then we can easily win this. We can win this even if Villa turn up. Absolutely, I'm not saying that. But what I'm trying to say here, learning from our past mistakes, is that if we want to go far, we have to treat these first 8 games well. And that means starting on Wednesday with a win in France, and you get back home, and you're top of the Europa League table, 3 points out of 3, and then you move. Because, again, they're not impossible games. Absolutely they're not. I would argue that we're the favourites in every game in these first 8. But you've got hostile games, as we've said before. You've got hostile games in hostile conditions. You have a double away day in Scotland, both of them during the winter, Scottish weather, Scottish atmosphere. Then you got to go to Greece, which is always tough when it comes to atmosphere. You know, yes, you're the best out of these teams that we picked in every game, but you have to be careful, because look at last season. We were all confident that we were going to go well, and then we lost to Elfsborg 1-0, and that game literally crucified our league table. And then we had incredible difficulties in trying to qualify for the top 8. We qualified in the middle. We had to play 2 extra games against Porto. And then, of course, it conditions yourself, because if you don't qualify for the top 8, you have harder rounds moving forward, which is why we got Athletic Bilbao that early. Had we done well like Lazio did last season in the Europa League, look at the run that Lazio had. So, you know what I mean? Like, it's 8 games, but you have to treat them well. And I think if there's one thing that we can learn from last season, a lot of things we can learn from last season, of course, but one of the main things is that you have to treat these first 8 games very well. You do. Right. Little comment on Nice. Great city. I was there this summer. I'll be back for the game, of course. I will leave tomorrow. It's going to be another adventure, guys. So wish me luck, because not so much the going there, because it's a plane, but the way back is going to be an adventure. Another Flixbus, 5:30 a.m. in the morning, gets into Rome at like 6 p.m. at night, pit stops in Florence for like 3 hours. The way back is going to be an adventure. The way there, tomorrow, it's fine. It's just a plane ride. But the way back will be an adventure. Like a 10-hour Flixbus at 5:30 in the morning. It's cheap. You know me, I love a bargain. And when it comes to following Roma in Europe, then when it comes to bargains, I would do absolutely everything. But I'll take you along with me, of course. But yeah, Nice is a great city. Very good city. Right, speaking about the team, their best player is this guy called Moffi. He is a striker. Names that we know of, players that we heard of in this Nice side. Boga used to play for Sassuolo. Sorry guys, I have a crazy hay fever today. I shouldn't be eating, I know, but I crave things when I have a hay fever. I really do. I don't know why. It's my body. When I have a runny nose and a hay fever, I have like cravings, and I've been craving grape all day. Yeah, I'm looking at their team. I mean, I know nobody apart from this Boga guy who used to play for Sassuolo, and then I believe they have Ndombele. I think they have Ndombele, but not that he's a worry. I mean, yeah, they've got Ndombele in the middle, but I don't even know if he's a starting player in that team. Yeah, I don't think we need to focus on Nice much. I mean, if we play determined, we're going to open their asses on Wednesday. I'm convinced about this. Again, the 2 components, which, as I said before, not worry me, but can be kind of twisted in a negative way, is the atmosphere. French atmospheres are always wild. And the other thing is the fact that we're coming from a derby and that we have another league game, of course, next weekend. I'm glad that we're playing on a Wednesday. I like this modification. I'm not sure if it's going to last for long, but basically, the Europa League this year, you're not necessarily guaranteed to play on a Thursday. You can play on a Wednesday as well. Like this game is on a Wednesday night, which is good. It gives us more time to come back and prepare for Verona next weekend. But we have to win this game, which is why I don't want to see a lot of changes. I really don't. We have to start well, guys. I want to win this Europa League so much. Like, this can be the season. I can feel it in the air, but you need to treat it well in order for it to be the season. So, moving on to us. Of course, we'll be excited from the derby and everything. The positives of a one derby is this. You know, it's the incredible ecstasy that it gives to you. But speaking about the formation, I've gone with that. I've gone with that. And I'm pretty convinced about it. Because... Sorry. I just spat. Okay. 3 in defense. I think it will be that. I wouldn't be surprised if Gilardi gets a chance, but Celik played a great derby, and he's suited for a back 3, and Mancini and Indica and Celik play well together, so I'm going to insist with that back 3. 4 in the middle, I want to see Kone and El-Anawi start this for 2 reasons. Number 1, El-Anawi still hasn't started a game. He started against Pisa, I'm wrong, but not in that position. I want to see him next to Kone. Because in pre-season, this duo worked very, very well. And other factor as to why I want to see both of them play is because both of them are French and both of them know, especially El-Anawi, French teams and how to play against French teams. So that is what I want to see in the middle. I want to insist on Rensch because I want to give him confidence because I think he was one of the best yesterday. And number 2, Wesley had that intestinal issue. He got back training. He will fly with the team. But Hugo Rensch, who played a great game, don't rush Wesley back in with a few training sessions in his legs. Keep him for next weekend against Verona. And on the other side, I think we're going to see Simi this time ahead of Angelino, also because Angelino played every game and hasn't been perfect, so I think Tsimikas starts this game. And up front is where everyone will go Pellegrini. And I agree, Pellegrini needs the confidence boost, and Pellegrini arguably needs to start this game. However, I'm going to spin the argument, because I've thought about this today. Pellegrini yesterday, so happy, scored the goal. So happy for him. We discussed it in yesterday's match reaction. But you can tell that he is lacking training sessions in his legs. You can tell, even after yesterday's game, ignore the fact that he scored a goal, you can tell that he's still rusty and that you can tell that he's the latest player to have joined the pack. Okay? And you can tell that Pellegrini possibly wasn't even fit to start yesterday's game, but the reason he started was because of the sensationalism and emotionalism of the derby. But you can tell that he was rusty. You can tell that he wasn't perfect yesterday. He scored the goal, and I'm not undermining his performance one bit. But in some movements, you can tell and you can see the rustiness. I know as a matter of fact that Pellegrini doesn't have an optimal fitness level as of today. So I don't want him to start on Wednesday, because speaking about this Pellegrini redemption arc and how we need to get him back, also for his own sake, the last thing we need in order to complete and to possibly even give a chance at this redemption arc is Pellegrini getting injured. Pellegrini is fragile. I remember you. Pellegrini is fragile. I would like to remind you that Pellegrini is, I'm not going to call him an injury-prone player, but he's a fragile player, especially if he plays over a non-optimal condition. So the last thing you need right now, if you want to get him back, is Pellegrini to get injured. And I just think he probably played even more than what he should have yesterday in the derby. I don't want to see him immediately on the pitch on Wednesday, because there's a high risk. There is a high risk that Pellegrini gets injured if he starts. That doesn't mean that he can't get subbed in, but I don't think he has more than 30 minutes on Wednesday in his legs. I really don't, and I think it would be a very big risk to start him. On a confident level, I would love him to start and potentially score again. But that's my take on Pellegrini, which is why I'm putting El Shaarawy, Soulé and Ferguson. Bailey still out. Probably going to get a call up next weekend against Verona. Vincent says Baldanzi. Baldanzi is not included in the UEFA list. So Baldanzi won't have minutes in the Europa League. 2 players are going to be missing, other than Dybala, who's injured, and Bailey, who's injured. And these 2 players are Ziolkowski, who got a red card with Legia Varsavia in his last game before he joined us in the Europa League or in the Conference League. I don't know where it was, but it was in Europe. So he got a red card, so he misses this game. And Baldanzi is not included in the UEFA list. So those 2 players added on to Dybala and Bailey are not going to be the available ones for Wednesday's game. Yeah. That's pretty much it, guys. Prediction for... It's the first one as always. We have to get that European rhythm back going. It's an away European game. I don't see an absolute dominion, but I'll back us. Nice doesn't scare me. They don't. They're far too inconsistent for them to scare me. They're far too weak for them to scare me. Like, if we lose this game, it's because we lost it, not because they won it. That's the way I see it. Really. If we lose on Wednesday, I can guarantee you it's because it's going to be our fault, not because we play against an incredible team. 100%. So, I'm confident, but it's the first European away game. I'm gonna go with another 1-0. I'm gonna go 2-0. Bring it on. Dante, who's like 45 years old, apparently is starting in their team. So, good chance for Ferguson to score his first goal. Sima, I need an explanation. How TF is Oblak, Emi Martinez, Bonu and Sels nominated for the Yashin Trophy? Mate, I want to ask that question too. Coming from a former bookie, don't gamble. I don't like, I don't like gambling, but sometimes it's fun with friends. I probably like, if I gamble, the max I gamble is like $10. I don't gamble much, but sometimes it's fun. And Nice are a team that really multiple times. I'm not just saying this because it happened once. It happened at least 4 times that Nice fucked up my parlay. So I have a personal revenge take against this team. Is Dante still playing? Apparently, yes. Aston Villa, 3 draws and 2 losses so far in the league. Hopefully, they won't have it figured out when we face each other, says Dachi. I think Elsha must be subbed off for Baldanzi instead of Pellegrini. Baldanzi not on the UEFA list. He's going to lose confidence if he's benched again after he's the derby hero. We have to take advantage of this high point for him, says Chris. If Lolo is ever going to get back into the starting team, he must start. Lolo over Elsha, says Marco. We'll see. I just don't think... I think it's a risk. I do think it's a risk. Simo was winning the Ballon d'Or. Ballon d'Or is interesting. I think Dembele will win it. But I'll be honest with you. The Ballon d'Or has lost a lot of prestige. Dembele deserves it. I'm not hating on him. He had a great season. But he's the classic player that 5 years ago you would have never thought to win a Ballon d'Or. The level has decreased. We went from players who really deserved it to players which deserve it, but in other contexts would never win it. So I do think Dembele will win it. Actually, Rafinha could win it, Lamine? No, I don't think Lamine will win it. I think Dembele will win it. If Dembele doesn't win it, I would love for Salah to win it, to be honest. I would love it, but I don't think he will. How did you appear in that Kone video? I have no idea. I didn't even realize I was there. A friend told me. I have no idea. I really don't. But yeah, big ups to me. Is he now the largest English posting Roma channel right now? Do you think Gasperini doesn't give Dovbyk the chance to play from the first minute? No. No. Dovbyk will get subbed in, but I don't think he'll start. Gasperini doesn't like starting Dovbyk. And yesterday he got subbed on badly too. Yeah. That's pretty much it, guys. Bring it on! Revenge! Excitement. I will catch you in Nice. And yeah, guys, I'm excited. I am very excited. Thank you very much for the support on yesterday's vlog. You guys loved it. Thank you for the support as always. If you haven't already, please make sure to hit the like button in this video. It's our Europa League debut. Off we go to Nice and eat baguette or whatever they eat in Nice. And yeah, subscribe to the channel. And I'll catch you very, very soon. Pedro finished 11th. And Ines says that he prefers Rafinha. Rafinha or Dembele to win it for me. But yeah. Right. Speak to you soon. Simo out.